Welcome to the myCOW podcast, and my name's Shaun Balemi, and I've enjoyed over 20 years working with New Zealand farmers with dairy nutrition and cow health. Now, a special thank you goes out to Advanced Nutrition as our primary supporter. The focus of this podcast is to be a vehicle for delivering relevant insights to dairy farmers and ag professionals, all to help drive cow efficiency and farm business profitability, because stronger businesses are more sustainable and help to build stronger communities. Well, welcome everyone to the myCOW podcast. I'm here with Alastair Neville today. We're in the Reporoa area, and couldn't pass up the opportunity to do another farmer interview, as I really enjoy them, and I know you guys get a lot out of them as well. So yeah, thanks heaps, Alastair, for agreeing to do the interview. I appreciate you opening up your home. We've got little Alastair in the background, so there might be a little bit of noise, which I don't mind at all. I think it's certainly cool.
He's pretty hard to have around, and try having with us most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the cool things about farming is being able to hang out with your kids during the day.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, it's cool. Family business.
Yeah, it is very much a family business.
Yeah.
So,
it's super cool. It's awesome. What do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Family and farming and all that sort of thing.
Yep. So Alastair Neville, and I guess I'm approaching towards my late 30s now.
You went straight to age. I like it.
Spent most of my life in Reporoa. Grew up here. Moved up and down the same road a few times, but third generation on a family farm. The farm started off as a post-World War II pellet farm, which my grandfather picked up after his service in the Air Force, World War II. And himself and my grandma, my dad and auntie, I think dad was about 3 years old when they moved up here in 40, I think it was 49. They came up, or in the early 50s. The top half of the farm is the original pellet farm, and condensed version. Basically, his dad, my father grew up here, and he worked for my grandfather and share milked next door, and then he eventually bought the two properties and amalgamated the current 150 hectare platform that exists today. Yeah, so I've been up and down the road a few times.
Nice. Good family history in the area, right?
Great
legacy.
And obviously we've got the fourth generation on the ground now. So
super
I always joke that he's my retirement plan, little Alastair Jr.
Yes.
So,
great way to do it though, eh?
Yeah. Oh, look, he's sort of just gone 7 months, and it's been the seven most fun months of my life.
Cool.
A wee fella around, and and just being able to bring him with us on the farm, and we're pretty it's one of the things we're grateful about living rurally is the time that you're able to spend with your kids and family and that growing up, and mum and dad are still living on the farm. They're sort of just down just off the tanker track there, and then I've also got my sister and her husband on a lifestyle block just up the road. It's very quite a neat dynamic, and so still we have the ability to catch up with family dinners fairly often, and it's I don't try not to take that for granted, because to have your family a stone's throw away is pretty special.
Yeah, absolutely. So you lease the farm off your dad at the moment?
Currently we're 50-50, and I have been 50-50 since I was basically at uni. So just
So your mum and dad they obviously leased the farm out. That didn't go well.
Yeah.
So their plans were really to set up more overseas, and then kind of take over the
So I kind of felt a little stink for mum and dad when they sort of came back and had to get back, come out of sort of being retired from dairy farming and get back to the day-to-day grind. So there was one of the drivers of offering up the share milking job was if I did want to come back, if I wasn't finding uni sort of going too great, then there was that opportunity. But funnily enough, like when I signed up the agreement and had a mortgage with the bank, all of a sudden everything I was learning at uni kind of clicked and applied, and I actually had a sort of purpose
Yep. All gets a bit serious, eh?
Yeah. Well, I just sort of
interested.
What was coming at me, I had something to apply it to, and it just made it sort of made things a lot easier, and everything made sense, and probably sort of developed a little bit more self-discipline by this point. So
which in early 20s, it's not a bad effort.
Yeah, but it was quite cool. Like I just remember sitting at the Massey Library or at my desk in my flat, organising farm stuff and looking at milk production data and all that sort of thing. It was a pretty unique sort of position to be in. But look, I got to the end of my 4th year at Massey, and I was very close to finishing my degree, and thought, I couldn't sort of be away from the farm anymore. And the plan was to finish off for sort of summer school, but by this point, I already sort of started getting involved in things like young farmers and a few sort of industry groups and that. And I come back home end of 2011, and at the time did what was supposed to be my last season ag contracting for that summer.
Yes. Which you were doing in between uni, obviously.
Did that full time in between uni, but been doing it seasonally since I was 14. So end of 2011, I said to myself that was going to be the last season, but so be it. It sort of continued on for a wee bit longer after that, up until sort of I think the last year. But came back home to the farm end of 2011, and just slowly started easing my way into the day-to-day running, and just sort of just starting to take on more responsibility. And
because your dad was still sort of running the farm, but he'd sold you the cows essentially.
So it was quite an interesting dynamic there. Like
it's a great idea though.
And to be fair to mum and dad, like they were pretty good with giving me enough freedom to run things the way I wanted to, or try things that I would have liked, like coming out of Massey, in your early 20s, you're full of bright ideas, and it must have been pretty tough for someone that's been running the farm their whole lives, really, to come in and I'm trying to put my spin on it. We had a lot of heated discussions around the kitchen table in those early days. And mum was telling me to be careful for my finances and that. But like I said, like they gave me a lot of opportunity to for me to sort of learn myself and figure out what works and what doesn't. So we sort of peak milked about 280 cows, doing about 305,000 solids at the time.
And that's on 160 hectares?
152 or 53 effective.
Yep.
So
pretty low stocking rate.
Pretty low stocking rate, but I remember, when I first went down to Massey, 07, 08, pretty bad drought that summer. And it was pretty hard to see the farm pretty well completely brown. And as I mentioned to you before, that was kind of the first time that we fed palm kernel out, and we're feeding them. We had old water troughs on the back of a hay trailer, and we were literally taking these water troughs on and off this hay trailer each day just to get some feed into the cows.
It's tough, eh?
Which is a far cry to what how we feed our cows now, with the infrastructure and the tools we've got.
So what are you feeding the cows at the moment, and what infrastructure do you have?
So at the moment, like the main feeds are so the main focus is obviously growing as much feed on the farm as we can. So that's your forages with it's around about 300 tonne of grass silage, 200 tonne of maize silage, and some lucerne in there as well. We've got about between 13 and 15 hectares, depending on the year, of lucerne that's on sort of quite sandy, dry ground, and also near sort of waterways too. So we treat that as like a cut and carry sort of type system.
So not that suitable for grazing.
No, it's
and obviously gets dry.
It gets dry, and it's sort of just a bit more of a sensitive sort of catchment as well. So
cool.
Harvest that. So we do our best to basically, make the majority of the feed homegrown feed.
Cool.
We also do a little bit of winter crop this year, kale, just in order to slow the round right down during winter. And then, the rest of the diet is just based around a small bit of palm kernel. This season we've got kibbled maize for starch, and then, looking at sort of filling the gaps with DDG and soybean meal. And also, we're given our location in the central North Island, we're pretty handy to byproducts as well. So kiwi fruit's a pretty good one for us from mid-March through to end of May, and sometimes they're repacking June through to August, September.
Yeah, cool. And you're obviously feeding on a covered feed pad. Not sure if you mentioned that before. But, how many cows do you get on the feed pad?
So we built the covered feed pad back in 2015, and that houses, I think, at most about 350.
Okay. So
cows. So we're currently milking. This season we peaked about 315. We're aiming to calve down about 330 this season. And if we can sort of sit around that sort of 330 to 350 mark.
You reckon that's where the sweet spot is?
Yeah, I think that's where the sweet spot will be. I think we're just we're probably a little bit light on numbers this season, but especially with the summer that we've had too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a cracker.
It's been a pretty kind summer so far. It's stayed green, and there's no shortage of feed.
Yes.
But
I guess you just don't know what's coming their way, so it is hard to plan.
No, that's right. I mean, one of the, and it's not a bad thing. We made a lot of grass silage this year, and managed to get 3 decent cuts, and all the crops are looking good, and it's set. I think it's set like we're due to calve in about a month's time now, and things are setting up pretty well, and we're staggering our dry off this season, and just keeping lates and empties, milking through, just aiming to give everything that sort of 40 to 50 day dry period, and just keep milk sort of tipping into the vat.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it's a perfect year to be autumn calving, eh?
And that's awesome. One of the cool things I like about the autumn calving system is that if we do have a summer like this, and we've got the choice, we can actually still keep the shed going, and
absolutely
keep sending milk to the factory.
Yeah, and you'll be aiming for roughly a 55 day dry period.
So we sort of worked on 40 to 50. If go a little bit longer, that'd be nice. But we don't want to sort of go anything. We sort of probably stay away from 60, looking over 60 days. The cows are in pretty good good condition now. Like we don't sort of need to sort of gain too much in that respect. So I think we just capture the feed and the grass that we've got, and keep things ticking along.
Yeah, cool. Oh, that's awesome. You talked a little bit about community connection, like being on some different things before. Did you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I sort of touched on briefly. When I was at Massey, I was obviously involved with got involved with Massey young farmers there. As a teenager growing up, I used to watch the Young Farmer of the Year, competition, every contest on television every year, and it was back in the day when like the whole family used to gather around the TV, and if you were from a farming family, you're always keen to see who was going to be the Young Farmer of the Year, and I always sort of admired the people that won those things or did well at those. Like you'd always see them in the industry newspapers or on the news, sort of doing cool things. And so that was one of the things when I went down to Massey, was I wanted to be part of a young farmers club, and I signed up as a member, I think my first year, and then got talked into making the AGM for the second year, and reluctantly at the time put my hand up for
it's always a way with farmers
for a role. I think it was an events coordinator role, which was pretty much just organising social events,
which are the most critical.
Which was quite often centred around an ale or two. But there was just something like a position as, low key as that. And that was the catalyst for, everything that I sort of had done from that point on. So, I was part of Massey Young Farmers on the committee for, I can't remember, it was 2 or 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I think it was the last summer I was at home before I sort of finished uni, I heard that Reporoa Young Farmers was starting back up. So I actually went down to their little startup meeting they had, and at the time it was half a dozen people sort of around the pub table, and they were sort of catching up and like it. It was sort of, I think it was just the same old group there for that sort of next 12 months, and then when I finished uni that year and came back, and sort of thought I was quite keen to really get it off the ground and really running, because I was bumping into people within the community, especially ones that who'd moved in from outside the community or hadn't grown up here. They said, "Oh, look, not all of us play rugby or squash. They're quite strong clubs within our community, but it wasn't sort of their scene."
Yes.
And but they love farming, and they just sort of want to get together with like-minded people. So sort of shoulder tapped a few mates and managed to wrangle up a sort of bit of a committee, and sort of rebooted Reporoa Young Farmers, I suppose. And
cool. And it went well.
Yeah, it really sort of took off.
Awesome.
And I think later on that year, I got involved with the Waikato Bay of Plenty Regional Committee as well. So can't remember if it was that year or the following year, I got elected on as vice chair for Waikato Bay Plenty, and that gave me really good insight and taught me a lot of governance type sort of skills. Sort of just doing strategic planning days and things like that. Like we had guys like John Wilson and former Fonterra chairman and Jim Vanderpoel talking to us and giving us pointers, and I remember doing a coach approach coaching workshop which young farmers had paid for. It was a 2.5-3 grand course, and that was one of the workshops that really set me up in terms of leadership and governance, and just learning how to sort of tackle a lot of the things that you sort of come across in those sorts of roles. So when you sort of look back and you see how it all started just by sort of turning up to a young farmers meeting and unwillingly putting your hand up, I think it's just a lesson to sort of for people coming through, or anyone really, that don't be afraid to put your hand up and get stuck in, because you never know what sort of snowball you might kick off from that point on, and what you'll learn. And I sort of, as I've sort of gone on in my career over the years, just the value and importance of actually getting outside your own farm gate and
absolutely,
getting involved in different industry groups. And there's farming, but then there's also everything else around farming, and even just another, a different group of people is always good too.
Absolutely.
So
because it is hard though, because you've got to take time off the farm to do these things.
Look, to be honest, it was always used to be a bit of a bone of contention. A wee bit my first couple of years moving back home on the farm. Like,
I can imagine.
I had many sort of different hats and different. I think it felt like every week there was a different meeting. So it did require a lot of time, and I am fortunate for the staff I had at the time, and mum and dad, for allowing me to have the flexibility to go do all that stuff. And there's a bit of extra work, and quite often, those that are involved with off farm commitments, that they are working pretty hard themselves to just keep the number one thing at home afloat too. So
absolutely.
That is a bit of a juggling act, but at the same time, the value and the stuff that I've learned from being involved in things, everything from young farmers at a club and regional level to sitting on that national contest board for the FMG Young Farmer of the Year at the time, and Federated Farmers, which is the one I'm involved with now. There's the people and the things I've learnt along the way. It's a huge asset to have, with the farm business.
Yeah. It must have been like you would rub shoulders with some people that are obviously very good, like great farmers.
Oh,
they spend a lot of time honing their craft.
Not just the farmers, but the people within the industry as well.
Yes.
When you're involved with feds, you're dealing with everyone that's, you've got policy people that are based down in Wellington and, that are coming up with a lot of policy, or, close to, lawmakers and politicians and that. And farmers that have, been started off as grassroots farmers themselves and, traveled a similar pathway to, what we're on now. And they're humans at the end of the day, and they might have these big fancy positions or titles, but a lot of them are just your normal farmer next door.
How much do you reckon your connection in the industry, so being on the different boards and being really intentional about social connections in the area, how much do you reckon that influenced especially your early growth as a farmer and how you actually shaped the farm?
Yeah, that's a good question. It sort of gave me an insight as to, well, one of the things I learnt early on was that and a lot of farmers are quite guilty of this. It's very easy to get stuck in your own bubble, and
you're geographically kind of a little bit, or you're separated from each other, right?
Yeah,
it's not like you're working in the same office.
Yeah, that's it. Like it becomes very easy to get very monotonous and stuck in your own ways. And I've seen farmers where they think they always think their way is the best way, or there's no other way to do things. And farming's an industry where things are changing all the time. And I think one of the things I've sort of learned fairly early on and being involved with the likes of feds and even young farmers and that, especially when it comes to like technology or and policy and that, is that you actually you see these things coming. Like it's amazing. Some of the older generation guilty of it is they're not aware of what policy is out there now, what's required. Like, you take healthy homes, for instance. That's quite a topical debate with a lot of farm owners and farm share milkers or farm workers. And there's just a lot of farm owners there that sort of not kept up or
well, it's quite a high standard, and it's hard when you've got a farm that's been in the family 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
Houses are,
and,
a little bit run down.
And those years go by quick too.
Absolutely.
And a lot of farmers, they actually, they forget how many years have sort of been on the place and how much things have changed. So,
yes.
Look, the ag industry's, forever changing, and it's, some of it's shifting at quite a rapid pace. And I think the tech space is one that's definitely moved quite quickly.
Yep. Yeah.
So I think just being involved in those, branching out from within your own farm boundary is it's definitely healthy. It just opens your eyes as to what else is going on out there. And I mean, we were over in Ireland back in October, November there, visiting Tamsin's family, and couldn't go without doing a few farm tours and having a bit of a look around here. And I've worked with a lot of Irish guys at contracting, over the years too. So we've got a few contacts in that, and went and had a look at a few farms. And there's some things there where like their environmental regulations are pretty stringent and tight there. You see concrete's such a common theme.
Yep.
With anything to do with feed or feeding out.
Yep.
And we're sort of, and I remember, a few English and Irish guys coming over here to do silage, and we're putting, silage stacks in the middle of a paddock, and they reckon, geez, you wouldn't get away with this over in the UK and Europe. So yeah, but just getting out and seeing those farm systems and how they do things, like it's been cool. Like it's mind blowing. It's I think something that everyone should get out and do.
Yeah, absolutely. Expand the horizons.
Yeah, definitely. It's and I learned that about overseas travel when I was a kid. Visiting Philippines, and boys used to come back and think that there's a lot of things in New Zealand I took for granted.
Yes.
There's people over there that live in bamboo shacks and thatch roofs and dirt floors, but they're some of the happiest people about, and they still dress nice and have nice cars. So,
yes, so it's quite incredible.
They work hard too. So and they're just grateful for what they've got. So I sort of try to take that approach here.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, it definitely helps. Yeah, well, for the limited amount of time I've known you, it's been cool to see how you approach farming. You're very innovative, and you're obviously very passionate about it. And you've got, part of that is you've adopted, new technology. So you've got Halter on the cows. And,
yes, yeah.
You like processing data and using data to make decisions.
Yeah. So I remember actually. I remember seeing Halter way back in, or first hearing or seeing about it back in 2014, and I think actually I had, back when I was on the contest board, I had big dreams and ambitions of running a module with Halter, but didn't get to sort of do that, unfortunately. But anyway, I kept an eye on Halter throughout those years, and it was 2022 we put the collars on, and I think we were one of the first farms in Reporoa to get Halter, and I knew for a long time, like I wanted to, dabble into a wearable of some sort. I looked at the air tags there for a wee bit, and I just felt Halter was like a really good fit for our sort of, farm here, with just the scale, the our sort of topography of the farm itself, paddocks and the shapes and sizes that we've got, because we're a funny system, like we're a full autumn calving farm where we're pretty intensive for, from February through to, shut the feed pad down around sort of October, November. So that part of the year is pretty full on, quite high labour, especially middle of winter with, winter crops and break feeding. We're spending up to 3 hours a day, shifting fences.
Yeah, right.
And then, you've got an hour or so, loading up a mixer wagon and dealing with that. So all of a sudden your time between milkings is pretty limited. So there wasn't really any allowance for the day to go wrong. Basically I had two choices. I'd either hire another staff member or go down the technology road. And the two cost-wise were going to be basically about the same. And I just felt like I had more value for this farm going down the Halter road,
right?
And investing in that and getting those collars on, and it's been a pretty cool journey since it's worked the way that I sort of envisioned it. And
not everyone says that about technology. Sometimes they envision it a certain way and it doesn't pan out that way. So that's good to hear.
I knew fairly early on how it would fit and run with our system, and then like the collar that we put on the cow back in September 2023, I think it was, is a completely different collar to what we've got now. What we get out of the Halter system now is a heck of a lot more. We get a lot more information out of it than we did at the start.
Developed a lot there, because you're coming into your third season, or was it the fourth season?
Coming into the fourth season.
Cool.
So
had it on for a wee while then.
Like it's just transformed things like mating. It's made that job so much easier and less labour intensive with that. We could be a lot more strategic with the way we mate our cows. So like wild weight programs and that. We could be a little bit more strategic and sort of utilise those tools a lot better. And since having the collars, like our calf rates have actually probably been a lot better too. Between that and the autumn calving system, one of my fears when we first went autumn calving, and this was something that people always warned me about, was it's harder to get cows and calf in the autumn calving system.
Harder to feed them as well, eh?
Yeah, but I found we had the opposite. I found out in calf rates actually improved. And the thing that I sort of, my opinion is that because we focus so much on the cow's diet throughout that mating period, and the diet is so consistent in comparison to our old spring calving system, where at one point of mating you're battling feed quality or pasture quality, and then by the time you get to the other end, it's feed quantity that you're battling, as well as quality too, if you did have feed. So that was, you always found your reproduction results to be quite varied. So the autumn calving system, we just get a lot more consistency, and then having the information that halter draws up. And probably one of the biggest gains we got last year, so we changed vet practices to outfit here that's they're pretty up to date with the collar technology and the information, and it just blew my mind. Sitting with Kyle, and he's just an absolute when it comes to halter. Him and his brother, they're just
Wide for data.
They're just wide for data. And he was explaining to me, we had a look at our mating results from the previous year, and we saw there was a point at mating that previous year where cows conception rate dropped, and he linked it back to we had a drop in protein on our milk tests and that, and there was a change in diet here, and we pinpointed it, said there was, and it just all correlated to the the collar info, and I was just mind blown. And that was the point where I learned having people like your vets and nutritionists, and that that they could be very valuable when you start getting into tools like wearables and that. Just having a good strong farm team that can, because my day-to-day job's on the ground, right? I don't have the time to sort of sit down and break down all the hardcore sort of data.
And it is a lot of work.
And it is a lot of work, and I know there's people out there that are better than me at processing that. So it's been a huge gain for us.
Cool.
Getting people on board like that, and nutritionists, and just taking that, because you invest in these technologies and that, and you obviously want to get the most out of them. And when I bought the collars at the time, or when I first looked at them, obviously the virtual fencing was a big part. Big labour saving. But now, with what the collars can do in terms of the information, from the health side of things.
So your rumination, eating, and
all that, resting. You just go up another level again. And it's just another, you're just trying to squeeze more out of that investment.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's important to have, people that are, good at processing that information, and relaying it back to us that we can make the changes necessary.
Absolutely.
And even just be a little bit more, probably one of the things too, having the collars is just we can be a lot more proactive with a lot of things. And I think going forward, farmers are going to start being a lot more proactive about what they do, instead of being reactive. And I was sort of talking to you earlier in the day about with our sort of feeding and that going forward, we want to instead of looking at the milk docket and seeing that something's dropped over a 3 or 7 day course, being able to sort of have something that says, oh, look, they're down on this day, we need to make this adjustment, and go from there. So I guess that's where your myCOW app is going to be
always,
a huge help. So
always say to guys, it's not about making big changes to what's happening. It's about keeping the ball in the middle, eh? But you said it before, the word consistency, is for a dairy cow, because we're almost, we're feeding the rumen to feed the cow.
Yeah.
And the rumen, being a microbial ecosystem, just loves consistency.
Yeah.
So to get good performance out of the rumen, we need that consistency.
And that's probably one of the things that we've, learned with our current system now, with the covered feed pad and we were pretty consistent with our diet last season or this season, and it showed, the cows have held pretty well right through the winter and through the spring, and we've held, it's probably the flattest milk production curve I've ever seen. Off the farm.
And you're about 15% ahead on production?
Yeah, we're currently 15% ahead on production. So we're sort of tracking. We finished up at 132,000 last season, which wasn't overly happy with. I think we're tracking towards 150,000, and the farm record, which I did about 3 or 4 years ago, is 161. So we want to be obviously heading back in that direction again. And we're just now at a point where we've done all the major changes and projects. It's all just fine tuning now.
Cool.
Making tweaks and
in calf rates, or what?
So in calf rates, so according to Halter, we are at. I'll just bring it up.
You're right. We could probably T Tamsin, and she knows all the numbers.
Yeah. Tamsin's managed to avoid most of this podcast.
Yeah. She's lucky. Lucky I only had 2 mics, eh?
So according to the collar data at the moment, it's 87% in calf, 76% 6 week. So not in calf at 13%. So
but 76 6 weeks is pretty darn good, eh?
For a full autumn calving herd, we're pretty happy with it.
And so it might be a little bit better than 13%. Yeah.
I'm trying to be modest.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, well, a lot of people will say, growing production, normally reproduction suffers a bit, but it's cool that you've been able to increase reproductive success by fine tuning the diet, getting more consistency, but also getting production as well.
That's like I know, there's some high producing farmers about, and the struggle for them is always in calf rates, but for us in calf rates usually been pretty pretty steady and pretty good.
And they're not little cows; they're sort of around that 525 to 550 kilos. You were saying,
But I think there's opportunity. There's opportunity there to get more out of them if we just feed them right and feed them better.
And what are you doing per cow roughly? You finish up about that 150 to 160,000.
I think we will be just we'll be about 490. I think. Last time I worked it out. So
cool. And when you at peak, how many kilos of grass were you feeding?
At peak, we were feeding around about 16 to 18 kilos of grass.
Cool. It's just pretty good. So there's probably potentially opportunity to go slightly higher stocking rate might work. It'd be interesting to see. I guess that's quite dependent on how much the farm grows and what's the pasture.
And Central Plateau, like you can have 2 very different seasons depending on if a summer dry sort of bites you. And that was one of the drivers that sort of prompted us to change to full autumn calving was, I remember in a spring calving system having a dry summer, and you're spending most of your summertime feeding out just to keep a cow lactating, and she's already on a downward slide. Towards lactation. So you're spending this time on fodder crops and feeding out to a cow that's already trying to shut up shop a wee bit. And the thing with a drought or a dry summer is you never know how long it's going to go for. and that was always the gamble. Whereas wintertime now, like you sort of you're still gonna you might not grow much, but it's growing.
Yes.
And it's going to be pretty consistent through the winter. So yeah, like now with the full autumn calving system, we do run into a dry summer. We just dry everything off. They're pretty well,
Yep, they're getting towards the end.
They're getting towards the lactation anyway.
Yep, so it's minimal loss.
And then you cut your feed demand right down. And by that point you've got all your forage and that conserved for the next lactation.
Yes,
already there. And you're putting that feed, that time and energy, feeding out into a cow that is actually producing milk.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And we just got a lot more controllable there.
Yeah,
and again, you keep that consistency.
And that's probably the neat thing with our system now is that we've got multiple levers that we can pull, depending on what sort of season we get.
Yep.
And that's it was sort of the sort of system I wanted to sort of work towards and have was to be able to control a bit more than what we used to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what does the future look like for you guys?
Future. So short term, we're looking at leasing the farm. So going away from the 50-50 structure to leasing the farm off the family trust. And then the plan is to do that for a couple of years and then, buy the farm. And, and all going well. Look at, other share milking jobs as well. But ultimate end goal would be to expand the current home farm. And, if a neighbouring farm comes up, love to have a go at that. Expand the dairy herd a wee bit more and also have a dry stock component part of that as well. So at the moment, like we do quite a few beef calves that we sell as 4-day-olds, which is a really good market in the autumn. But we'd like to sort of play a little bit of beef farmer as well, and
cool.
Have a little bit of diversity.
Absolutely. Yep. There's been more and more dairy farmers dabbling in beef, and
just look, the more strings you can add, the more or hopefully sort of the more resilient you can be.
Absolutely.
So that's sort of what the future looks like. I think in terms of sort of production and performance, like we're starting to narrow and down now. Obviously, nutrition's a ongoing thing that we're working on, and genetics is probably going to be the next sort of area that we're really going to target. I reckon there's the cows have got opportunity to do more and be a bit more efficient, and especially like now, the likes of Fonterra and that are really chasing that cow efficiency thing. So
yes, absolutely, feed conversion efficiency,
feed conversion.
It's the magic word.
So if I can have cows that can give us really nice replacements, and then everything else, if they're able to produce a nice beef animal too. And well, we haven't done bobby calves for years now. Like everything gets put back into the system one way or another. And it's been a fun journey to be on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm interested to see how much we can shift the needle with what we're doing with myCOW and the nutrition. And I know you've had a nutritionist this past season who's done a really good job as well. But how we can sort of incorporate the data into what's happening with the feed and really drive that efficiency.
Yeah, I'm quite excited. Like I opened that myCOW app. It's just like the on farm app now. I open it every day and see where we sit on the needle after once the results come in, and it's going to be sort of quite neat to have everything set up where if we need to make a tweak here and there, we can, and we're not talking big changes, just small minor ones here, just
just every day or every other day, just small little shifts.
That's it.
Keep it manageable.
So it's a way for us to get the most out of our infrastructure and that we've got on farm.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's exciting times. Yeah, well, thanks heaps for your time, mate. I
No,
appreciate
thanks,
you
Sean.
giving us a bit of a rundown on the farm, and we'll obviously follow the journey. And
and I'm pretty excited to see what we can squeeze out of the season, and where we can how far we can make things go, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, all the best for the coming season. I'll be obviously following the journey pretty closely. It should be great. So,
I'm sure my mineral rep will keep you up to date with.
She sure will. Just in case you don't realise, Tamsin, which is your significant other, is part of Ag Month. So
she wears many hats inside the household here. Mineral rep and fiance, chief financial controller.
Yeah.
Decision maker,
part-time mum,
full-time mum plus everything else, really. So she's
awesome.
a superstar, and she's the sort of glue that keeps everything together, really. So
cool.
There's a lot of things in my head that I'd like to sort of carry out, but if it wasn't for her, a lot of it wouldn't see the light of day. So she's a very important part to this whole puzzle.
Yeah, what do they say? Behind every good man is a great woman, eh?
Yeah. Great's an understatement. But
there you go.
Bossy,
He's done a good job, eh? That's very good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, mate. I appreciate that. And thanks everyone for jumping on. And look forward to seeing you again.